Right when you said I was a yoga teacher, so I'm supposed to be super athletic, I couldn't make it up the hill. Oh. Can we take that cut again?
Today I'm chatting with the owner of the Newcastle's best and incredibly authentic Texas barbecue place in town. So Randi Thraves from Smokin and Saucy. Hey Randy, how you doing?
Hey Ben, I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming out and checking out a bit of Newcastle with me.
I'm very excited.
In a Newie Rides tour, the afternoon tour stops at your place.
Yes, thank you very much.
And the thing that grabbed me when I first moved to Newcastle was how incredibly authentic as a Texan experience it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got an accent, you obviously know what you're doing.
Yeah, we picked Newcastle for a few reasons, but mainly, well, my husband's from the Hunter Valley originally, the Singleton area. And when he went to University of Newcastle a bit, and when I came down here, I always thought that Newcastle still was like kind of hip, like Austin, but with a beach and not as much traffic.
Yeah.
So Austin, Texas has, a lot of culture, a lot of music, a lot of nightlife, outdoorsy and things like that. And that's what I really loved about Newcastle. So I thought it would really fit at some point. And when we started the barbecue business, we started in Mudgee, and we were deciding where we were going to grow. We thought we'd get back to the Hunter Valley. We're an hour outside of Newcastle, and we really thought this would be the best place to call home.
Yeah, cool. So and since then, like when was that? When did you get?
Well, I probably fell in love with Newcastle probably when I first started moving over here, or visiting back in 2000, 2008, 2009.
Yep. Okay.
Then we had a stint, we moved back to Texas, then we moved to Mudgee, then we moved back to the Hunter Valley. And so when we set up in Newcastle, I guess we pulled up in 2018, maybe?
2018, okay. And that's at the lot in Islington?
In Islington, yeah. Yep. So as you may know, we are based out of a food truck, and what happened is our food truck mechanically kept failing us. So the idea of traveling around to events and things was out of our reach when we had no more money, and we were kind of like, what are we gonna do with this food truck? And it had a brand new commercial kitchen in it.
Yeah.
And Austin, true to what we had already loved about Austin, is that there's food trucks everywhere. So, and they do these food truck parks. And so we decided that making that here in Newcastle would be our best option. We actually drove around, and we found, we looked at a couple of cafes in Broadmeadow and Adamstown and stuff.
Okay.
And we almost signed on for one, and we were just gonna throw the bus away pretty much. And I was like, it doesn't feel right. And so Rob and I took another drive around Newcastle. We ended up in Islington and found that old vacant car lot and made it home.
Yeah, wow. Because that's the thing that really struck me. It's good, honest food in a really honest setting. I love coming to your lot.
100%, yeah.
And, you can go and, buy beer, sit, there's country music pumping over the speakers. I love that.
Thanks.
And I think whenever I take people at the end of my tours to see you guys, they're very surprised that it's there. And even a lot of locals that come by, they're like, oh, I've driven past, I didn't really know what it was, or something like that. And they poke in. So it's one of the hidden gems.
It's a hidden gem because that's all it could be. We want to keep growing it. It is that hidden gem where we're so grateful for everybody who has found us. In the very beginning, before we got approval for tables and stuff outside, we had people just pulling up and tailgating out of the back of their trucks. And we were at this point, we were flat stick broke, and so we were just begging people on social media, hey, come eat some barbecue, So people would come, and we'd have little tailgate parties, and then it slowly grew from there. And we want to keep growing it. Hopefully no more natural disasters or anything will hold us back, but it is, still that little hidden, it looks like a vacant car park with a food truck in it. So
and it smells great as well. It smells better than a normal car park.
It does smell better than most car parks, yes.
More and more people are travelling back. Newcastle's taking this step to better the food and beverage scene, but more people are coming in to visit and check it out, and coming here to dine, and eat, as opposed to, just coming to go to a great beach or something. There's more to offer here.
Yeah, it's definitely growing, especially near the beaches in that Islington scene. And I love Islington because there actually was a saying real quick. It was, again, about Austin, but saying keep Austin weird. But I always feel like Islington's that weird, cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And the local business owners in Islington always amaze me because they just keep growing and cooler things keep happening. We're getting breweries. We have so many things going on in Islington.
Well, one of your neighbours or new neighbours, Shout Brewing around the bend, they've got a beer called Keep Newy Weird.
Oh, yeah.
So they've recognised it as well. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And they're great people too.
Yeah, no, they are. Before the cameras went on, you were telling me a little bit about plans going into 2023 with a more competition focus.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that with us, we started really before we decided to give it a go as a restaurant and a catering business and everything, or event business. We were just doing barbecue comps, and so that's really where my husband Rob we're both athletes at heart, and so we like a good competition.
Yep.
And we used to hit the scenes really hard, and back in 2019 we had one to go to the World Championships in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, wow.
And of course that was like my dream because I get to go home and see my family, and we finally won, and then COVID happened. So that's been on the back burner until it's safe to travel, safe for the kids to travel and things like that. But we get to go this year, so we're super.
So you guys are the
about
Aussie entrant for the World Barbecue Championships.
So yeah, we got picked before.
Does someone give you a green and gold tracksuit or something to wear?
No, I don't think we've gotten to that level yet, but I might trade in my orange for a green and gold if I had to with kangaroo.
What do you think in the barbecue scene, in the Hunter itself, is it, we're talking about beer and craft beer, and with the breweries around and stuff, and that's, obviously evolved and erupted, but do you find, I see quite a few barbecuers, is that?
Yeah,
barbecuees.
Barbecuees. I don't know. I think it's, from whenever I first moved here, and I was so excited. Rob was like, we're going to a barbecue. And I was like, oh, finally a barbecue. And we got there. And of course, I was disappointed with steakettes and sausage sizzles. But at the same time...
The Aussie typical, grilling some meat on a hot plate,
At the same time, though, I recognized that the culture was there. And people love to get together over barbecue.
Yeah.
And there's a backstory of me meeting my husband and him having barbecue up in Canada and not really liking it, and me telling him how great Texas barbecue was before he fell in love with it. And we hope, we knew that it would fit, and of course there was probably another 500 travelers who would as well, and so now it's really coming together where a lot of people are really pushing that barbecue scene because they loved it in their experience, and now it's on TV and things like that. So especially with COVID.
Or the the reality cooking shows, there's the barbecue versions of those, and
and everyone's at home now. We had a lot of time at home to kind of play in our backyard, get a new grill, get a new smoker, and practice with some new rubs and things. So
I'll just let these guys go around. No. That's right. Cool. Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. I guess people. Some people learn a musical instrument.
Yep.
A lot of people bake sourdough. I think some people rearranged their homes and got into indoor plants and things.
Yes.
But I guess there's people that took that trip to Bunnings and bought their first smoker.
Yep, definitely.
And then dove in and been, probably hooked ever since.
And too, all it takes is, in my Texas family will probably kill me, but all you have to do is throw a bit of lamb in the smoker, and that's just the best Australian thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you guys have the best lamb in the world. I mean, New Zealanders may get mad at me for that too. I think it's a good rivalry there, but but just we do lamb, and I never really cared for lamb so much in America. Never had it. It's just not plentiful, and here it's so good on the barbecue.
Yeah.
We love it when cooking out on Sunday nights or whatever.
You guys run courses and stuff, or master classes
so master
as
classes
well?
are taking off, and we're doing them hopefully once a month. We'll have at least one master class, both in Newcastle and even in Penrith.
Yeah, great. Okay, so you've got that Penrith outfit as well.
Yeah.
In a brewery, right?
Yeah, it's with a brewery there. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How's that? I think beer and barbecue goes
It's
together.
great. The guys there, it's Rusty Penny Brewing, based in Penrith, and we started talking to them ages ago, and they're very much like us, a passion. They have a passion for craft beer. We have a passion for barbecue, and really it just kind of fit.
Yeah, cool.
We just said, we had a few scares and obviously obstacles, but we finally got open and we're ready to grow it even more.
Yeah, perfect. This series that we're doing, Ride Along, is based on a little event that I was cooking up, event series, and then again, like COVID got in the way.
Yep.
But you guys were going to be on one of those events where we stop at those brewery, like a brewery, have the talk from the brewers and stuff, but then get a back of house look at your operation as well, and have you guys ride along with us and chat and kind of share a little bit about Newcastle and your, like what we're doing today, and then obviously eating barbecue.
Yes. Well, we do love to feed people barbecue, so I think that's fitting. Drinking some beers and then eating some barbecue sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it works. It really works.
If I can call it work, it makes it even better.
Yeah. If it's a tax write-off, I think that's fine, isn't it? In terms of like Newcastle as a destination, what do you think we kind of need here for visitors?
Really, I think Newcastle just needs more help getting the word out, because and I guess what you do is pretty amazing because you show off the hidden gems. There's so much to do and see in Newcastle, and what it does is, like, coolness is contagious, like positivity or negativity, where like there's one cool thing going on, it inspires somebody else to do another cool thing.
Yeah.
And we have so many neat things popping up, and if we can just keep that spirit growing and collectively growing as a community of coolness.
And it is quite a supportive community, in terms of getting something going. You just have to do it. Events,
markets, all of that. It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
It's a great place to, go for a bike ride or walk your dog or go out to the brewery for the day.
In terms of like people, activating cool stuff, there's a big push for, a lot of people did move here during that pandemic period because, they could buy a house and work from home and whatever, but a lot of different skill sets and talents have moved here, and they're kind of starting these different, concepts and dining things and bars and stuff like that, which again just adds to the fabric to make Newcastle a better place to live and a better place to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with them, very much like anything, you want the bones of the town and the coolness, or like that quirkiness of it, to keep it weird, or however you want to put it into words. The culture of it is, having those fun destinations. And the other thing that I think is great about Newcastle is it's become so much more family friendly. And maybe, when we had young kids and stuff, or anytime you went out, it was always fine dining. It was always these places, and now you can go places where, and that was one of the things we wanted to create at the lot, was somewhere that's casual, that, kids can be kids and parents can be parents and humans can be humans. Tradies can come in for lunch real quick and still get back to work on time. Sometimes you go to places and you sit down and it's a fine dining 3-hour lunch. We can't always do that.
And
you can't always afford that either.
And I think there's that, you've always been able to get, like, I've said this to a few people, but Newcastle used to be just your chicken schnitty kind of and gravy town. But
pub town,
But nowadays, there's so much offering here. And as you said, there's always, fine dining and, get a kebab at a dodgy place. But the level of like mid-range.
That casual, fast casual, great. What we really wanted was a place for normal people. For people who had friends, for people who had kids, for people who even had dogs, who want to go somewhere to eat, catch up with friends or catch up with family.
But it's not just eat, like it's like eat really well as well,
and good food. I mean, yeah, definitely. Our passion for cooking our briskets is there. I always told my husband that there was no way as a Texan I was going to put myself out there with mediocre barbecue. I still eat our barbecue every week.
Cool.
I'm definitely the official taste tester. My kids are giving me a good run for my money because they're like, why haven't you given me brisket this week? But
well, you need to eat vegetables, kids, as well. It's not just about meat. Bit of a hill.
Oh, Ben, you got me. Oh, you're gonna have to cut that out.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't know how to make my thing. I forgot which button you said to push.
Well, we're kind of getting towards the lot now. Can we pop the head in the smoker and see what's cooking?
Yeah, of course you can.